Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, did you hear the children say things like, say nice things concerning the woman Eve? Say nice things concerning Lord Adam. Children. And Lucifer is there. No, look at that. He knows what it means when you say catch them young. Children that are growing up are saying nice things concerning the very person they wrote in your Bible, or the persons they wrote in your Bible, that they were the cause of the kind of life that is in the earth today. That's who the children are growing up with a mindset that they are such a people, that they are such a dignitary, they are such a blessing. This is happening in the earth. You can have your seat. You see, because of time, I will try to make this very snappy, as you know already, that this has taken a lot of time. So, I will just try to do a kind of recap, a slight kind of recap of messages we had before. Well, I know you want to hear something new. Let me just tell you a little about this Lord Adam that we've been talking about. I'm sure that you know that I've said before now that there is this account of this person referred to as Adam, His Eminence, in Genesis chapters. That this account, this aspect of him that was not told, the story was not told at all. I called it his heroism. Am I correct? Even though the ones written were not still written accurately, you know. Now, and among the things that you should know that is really, really great, that what will help you know that this person truly is a hero, aside the aspect of how that he has to learn, he has to look into how to alter the cell system of the physical body that God, his physical body, which is a body that God himself coupled. He has to, like in Eden, which I told you is a heaven's world, that he has to learn it, like we are here and you are studying here in the earth here. That's also how when he was immersed or baptized into that physical body that God coupled, you know, and then brought into the very Eden, then he has, that's his first time wearing physical body to be in a planet, you know. And then he has to, I have to decipher, I have to look into what is written in the Bible. Aside the most Holy Spirit incubating on me and giving me revelations that I have to open the envelope. I have to interpret. I have to also look at what was already written in the Bible to interpret them to you, you know. Now, this Lord Adam has to as well look into the trees, like the leaves, like the trees. Which tree is which? Do you understand what I'm saying? Which tree is which? Like we have a whole lot in the air today. And if today you know that orange is orange, mango is mango. Am I correct? Now, as an example, so he has to look into how to set the altar and also bring the alteration of the cell system of the physical body that God coupled. Like I told you, that even the word setting the altar, people don't even know what that is. What they think it is completely different from what it is. People think setting an altar or setting the altar is like getting a table, putting it and putting something they can refer to as altar cloth. Some things they set on top of one table or the other. That is what it means to set an altar. they didn't actually understand what actually is altar setting. Not to talk of the alteration in question, which I have explained to you before now. You know, that the cell system of the physical body that God coupled, in fact, that the physical body that God coupled is actually a supernatural body. The body you have now that dies gradually, the body that you have now that can urinate, defecate, fart, yawn, sneeze, and so on, all of that came with the fall. All of that is because this body is mortal body. It is not the same with the body that God coupled. And that God is perfect and coupled that physical body perfect and so on. And this is what will help you to understand the aspect of that if you eat from this so thing, you will die. That the point there is the physical body of the physical body that God coupled was what was referred to as what will become diable. It will become mortal. And so on. I've explained that to you before now, right? So, like I was saying, this Lord Adam, when he looked into, I said he has to look into how to make that happen. How to alter the physical body that God coupled so that physical body will go through transcends of metamorphosis, negative metamorphosis, and fall from glory. Falling from glory is falling from the state where the body is, which is celestial, which is supernatural. Not just falling from glory, like some people use words like falling from grace, falling from glory. Like they angered God, they disobeyed God, so they fell from glory. Explain that glory. What did they fall from? How did the body fall from glory? What is the glory there? Supernatural state, celestial state. And that supernatural state or celestial state has also its explanation. And so on, which I've explained to you before now. So, the point is this. They fall in question. My point is this. That Lord Adam has to look into how to, like the Bible made it look like they ate from just one tree. But they ate from 13 trees. They have to eat from 12 first. And that 12 is what will set the altar. While the 13th tree is what will pull the trigger. So that 13th tree is also the woman that's supposed to give that one. Supposed to eat and then give from the same fruit. She will give to the man to eat. I have explained these things to you, right? Then I told you also that Eden is a heaven's world. And that they were flown into the earth after the fall. And that the supernatural vehicle that brought them into the earth was the very vehicle that came also when Elijah was to be taken. And Elisha was an eyewitness and screamed, my father, the chariot of Israel and the horsemen thereof. That was the chariot of Israel. What he called the chariot of Israel is a supernatural aeroplane. But not the kind that you have here. Like I told you. Not, when we say aeroplane, don't think, everything here is terrestrial. I'm just meaning that it's a flying vehicle that can navigate through from the celestial into the terrestrial. And then go again without destroying anything. And that's why human beings can build aeroplanes today, for instance. So, to cut the long story short, my point is this. That Lord Adam, among his heroic acts, is that he was able to discover how to go about eating from that, first of all, 12 celestial plants, because I told you that the first one must be the first one. The second one must be the second one. The third one must be the, so not just eating 1, 2, 3, 4, like any tree, then you'll be counting it to 1. We've eaten from 1 now. We have to eat from 2. No. The first one, just like a newly born baby, has to be given breast milk. That's how it has to be. Am I correct? That's how it is. The first thing that will enter into that physical body that got coupled must be the first. The second one has to be the second. The third one has to be the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mankind is a race of 12 tribes. After that 12, then the 13th is what will bring the alteration. And each of these ones that I counted as from 1 to 12, each of them has what they will preserve, how they will secure, what they will save in the fall. An example. Why in the fall you still see green as green, red as red, blue as blue, was because one of the trees amongst the 12 trees, I mean, the fruits among the trees they ate from, has to secure that. Are you getting it? Then also, the aspect of the fact that there are, like you have liver, kidney, lungs, heart that pumps the blood, that there are internal organs in the body you have now, should make you think, how then would that body that got coupled, how then do you think that body would have been before the fall? When the body you have now is functioning according to the life that is in the earth here, where death is, how would that body have been? Are you getting what I'm saying? You see, so prophet said that there is a kind of that is a prophet said that there's this thing that happened, which he referred to as transcends of metamorphosis, that was gradual. That's negative metamorphosis, that they fell from glory. Does not mean the thing has not that's the way it went. You know, a physical body that is supernatural, having supernatural organs, has to gradually. In fact, the prophet said that there are organs that were recruited anew in the earth here, and so on. That's not the story I have to start telling you, because it's such a message of his own, and also is comprehensive. He requires a lot of time for any that will explain it. You know. So my point is this: that I want to just make you remember that this person's teachings, amongst his heroism, his heroic acts, that in the earth here, prophet said that his teachings are referred to as introductory. Like we have that thing we call introductory technology. Am I correct? It is not every technology that you call introductory technology. Some people use words like intro tech. What is an introductory technology? It is introductory means that whatever that person is teaching at that time is completely new. And there was no a pre-existing tutorial. Are you getting it? There were no pre-existing tutorial that he himself has to, that like what he has to read, or what must have been taught him by someone before he now start teaching another. That's why I told you. I said he was the one who will call. In fact, he called animals their names, their generic names. He called the trees. He is the one to say, hey, this leaf is edible. This leaf is so by name and is edible. This is how it can be cooked, or how you eat it. You have to cook it a little, or you have to. I do you know what I'm saying? Looking at the fact, this is the first person, the first he and the first she that were in the earth here. Look at that. And that time, and also looking at the mankind race, you will see that truly these are people that when it comes to them that's giving birth to children, it is so important, because they were just two, one male, one female, unlike how it is now. So their papacy, or his papacy, you can see him being a dad, him being a father, is supposed to be completely different from the way it is here. I mean, the way it is today. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just like in the case of Abraham, like I told you, that Abraham that God promised that he will have children, or he will have a child, is to remind you that there is the principle, there is the Abraham of the mankind race. You see? That there is the what? Abraham of the mankind race. Let me leak one secret to you. Abraham was also known to be a cattle rearer. Am I correct? Like somebody who is, a cattle rearer. What is called animal husbandry? What does it mean? Animal husbandry. What does it mean? Somebody who is doing animal husbandry or practicing animal husbandry means that the person is what? Is a rearer of animals. But if you look at it very well, you will see that you wonder why would they use the word husbandry? Am I correct? Animal. Then husband, is animal your husband? So why animal husbandry? And then they are trying to say that the person is a rearer of animals, you know. Now what I will explain to you will help you a little. See, the highest, the toughest, the most difficult of that kind of profession, that kind of occupation, is what Lord Adam did. To show also that he is the principal ancestor of the mankind race. Do you get it? So him also ensuring that, just going into animal husbandry, not because of money. When he was in the earth, you don't talk about money. You know that money was not yet in existence at that time, right? Now, what he delved into, that you can refer to as that animal husbandry. Are you get what I'm saying? Like rearing of animals. He happened to be the one he was the one that delved into the most, that's the highest, the one that nobody can even do today. An example of it, an example of this. If you read the book of Job 41, there are some things you will see there. But what I will explain now will help you if you want to look into Job chapter 41. Now, among the animals, Lord Adam tried to domesticate, you know how, like when you use words like zoo. Thank you. That's the animals he kept. Do you get it? Animals, he has where he kept them. Also for like people, his children, can see them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Amongst it, I want to talk about just one. Just one. That one, the name is the unicorn. The unicorn. If you observe, you see that that name is in the Bible, unicorn. Am I correct? The horn of the unicorn. Things like that. In Revelation chapters, you see words like that's flying horses. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Then the horses were flying horses. That means they were unicorns. Now, what is it about this bird? Your school teachers taught you that there are plants and animals. Then also in the animals, where they told you the things that belong to that belong to the theme animals, they included you. Am I correct? They say that you are an animal. Then also, they said that you are as an animal, that you are a vertebrate. That means animal with backbone. They said that you are a multicellular organism. They say that you are a mammal because your women breastfeed like you were breastfed before you grew. So you are a mammal. Am I correct? I've counted 3 now. I don't have to talk about the abominable theory of Charles Darwin, who pointed to you, your ancestral lineage, and said that you are a product of evolution, and that amongst your ancestors are apes. Am I correct? Apes. A-P-E-S. Apes. That's terrible. Yet he was talking about a particular people, that a certain holy book said that God made them in his own image. You can see the height of insult. So if that people are from apes, what is the person saying concerning whoever that they supposed to be in his image? Even though the very person anyway did not believe in any God. So my point is this. That, let me see. For instance, the unicorn. I want to tell you a little about the unicorn. See, there is the true Son of God story. There is the true what? Son of God story. Say that. Child, how did you feel hearing this? There is the true Son of God story. The real story. The Son of God did not pass through the womb of any woman. The Son of God is not supposed to pass through the womb of any woman. Why? Because he's the Son of God. If he should pass through the womb of any woman, it will contradict matters. Look at what I just said now. Are you hearing me? The Son of God is not supposed to pass through, for any reason, pass through the womb of any woman. Why? Because he's the Son of God. The one that was Son of God. Are you getting it? Else it will complicate or contradict matters. Are you hearing me? So the Son of God, the true Son of God, did not pass through the womb of any woman. Jesus of Nazareth, his preeminence, is the God in an incarnate manifestation who came in the shoes of the Son of God to bear the very mankind, Adam's eminence, whose spirit being is the very Son that God gave birth to. Spirit being without physical body first, and then later came into a planet to couple his physical body. After which he now immersed that spirit being programmed in the soul. He now baptized that spirit being programmed in the soul into the physical body that he coupled. That is the reason the spirit being in the soul can be ejected out of the physical body, and then the physical body will lie down dead. And then that spirit being in the soul becomes a ghost. That's an evidence of it. To show that the physical body of the person was different from the spirit being. Was like living soul. And he became a living, that God breathed into his nostrils and he became a living soul is nonsensical. The spirit being was given birth to. Are you hearing me? So the Son of God was given birth to spirit being without physical body in the Father's bosom. The mankind race is a race of 12 tribes and has her patriarchs. There is who a founding father of a race is. There is the definition, explanation of what it means to be a founding father of a race. Let me give you an example. If there are 12 fathers, 12 male, that's 12 sons standing, 12 people, okay, that are supposed to be founding fathers of 12 tribes. Each of them are supposed to look different. Let me give you an example, like in the earth here. Okay, let me use another example maybe that will be easier. Noah gave birth to how many people? 3 sons, right? Thank you. Now, if the 3 sons of Noah should have stood now, the very Ham, or Japheth, Shem, and Ham, if the 3 should have stood for you to watch, you will look at 3 people that did not look like they have the same father, the same mother. That is the reason Ham became the progenitor of Africans. Not just people that occupied Africa. People that are like those people that if you see, you say that they are Africans. Looking at their hair, the texture of their hair, the color of their skin. Am I correct? That is how Ham looked. While Japheth looked exactly the way Europeans look. While Shem looked exactly the way Asians look. Look at that. But the 3 are from the same father. They are children of one man and one woman. Noah and Noah's wife. So how can somebody give birth to 3 different people? Are you getting what I'm saying? Not just 3 different people. There's people that are progenitors of people that if you're looking at them in the earth today, you might even use words like racial differences. Like Africa being different from the white. They use words like races here. They say that there are 2 races. The white race, the Negro race, or the black race, and so on. You see? Then imagine then that Noah has his wife, his 3 children, the 3 children's wives. These are the 8 people in the ark. That means they survived a certain thing that was referred to as like human beings became endangered. Like an endangered species at a time. So how come Noah happened to be the father of the progenitor of Africa? Or Africans? Then, that of the Europeans and that of Asians, look at it. Like, look at it clearly. That will help you to understand what it looks like. If that man who is the father, for instance, of a race that is a race of 12 tribes. So a founding father will have a unique difference, a unique quality. What you might not look, if you should look for that in the other person, you will not see. I mean, among the 12 co-patriarchs, the 12 people that they are co-patriarchs together. Do you know what I'm saying? So then, while in the very principal ancestor of the mankind race, you have to now look for why that can happen. Why will that man give birth to people that are that way? You see? So I said that the very 12 bloodlines that is traced to the God Almighty's own bloodline. That God's own bloodline, that there are 12. I told you that. And then God gave birth to his son. And the son got that 12. The son gave birth to 3 people, male. These are the 3 Elijahs of the kingdom. That 3 Elijahs gave birth to 444. That is the 12 patriarchs. And at the time they were giving birth to that 444, that gene has been distributed rightly. That is, each Elijah gave birth to 4. Because each Elijah got 4 from Father Adam. So the 3 Elijahs got 444. You see? And then also gave birth to 444. Which then marshaled that 12. So these are things that will help you to understand words like the 24 elders in the Bible. That there are the 24 elders. I told you that the rest 12 that made them 24 are their female model types. That they are in the super bio. The man will first of all bring forth his female model type before giving birth to the sons. I told you that. So, because of time, please, let me not go into that. I said that the most difficult animal husbandry. Someone practiced it or went into it, but I want to explain it to you. I was talking about the unicorn, right? I said that science told you about plants and animals. Then among animals, even though they included you, they spoke about, for instance, they spoke about animals that are carnivorous, right? Herbivorous. They spoke about amphibians, the ones that can enter, that can, like, in fact, like they can live inside water and on earth. Am I correct? They spoke about, vertebrates, non-vertebrates, name them, right? But they didn't tell you about animal birds. Did they tell you about animal birds? They spoke about birds as birds fly. Am I correct? They spoke about animals, right? They spoke about fishes. It wasn't not that. Fishes live in water. Animals on the ground. But then there are, among animals, there are amphibians, right? And then birds. Then I'm telling you, there is what is called animal bird. Animal bird. An example of an animal bird is the unicorn. The unicorn is an what? Animal bird. They went extinct, right? It's not only that, but okay, let me give you another example. Another example is the dragon. The dragon. Dinosaur. At times when you see these things in the cartoon, you think maybe they are just cartoon, like they didn't exist before. There are certain species that went extinct, and they didn't go extinct because the human beings did not manage them. No, they went extinct because they should go extinct at a time. Are you hearing me? In fact, I explained them before to be like in between the terrestrial and the celestial. And there were things I explained to you. Then let me see. I said that everything that Lord Adam taught is categorized as introductory technology because they were all introduced anew without any pre-existing tutorial. They were all introduced anew. He came into the earth that was an unfamiliar environment, you know. So everything was new. I hope you're understanding this. I want you to understand that word introductory. From the word introduce. When somebody said I was the one that introduced this to people, it's like the person is a founding father of that thing. Are you getting it? That's like somebody say I'm also that brought the science of electricity. As an example. Do you get it? So when something is introductory, it is meaning that that person was the one that brought it. So introductory technology. That's why if you observe, if they taught you that in school, you see that it has to do with, most times it has to do with manual this and manual that. Is it not it? How that the person is the one to manufacture the how. Am I correct? Not just read it and try to see how to practicalize. No. Like the how. He was the one to manufacture the how. You see? So everything that Lord Adam taught is categorized as that. Introductory. Are you hearing me? You take orange today, you know that you have to peel the back and throw away. You know because you were taught. Then, no, it's him that has to decipher it. That's why I told you that he is greater than the prophet. He is the one that called the animals their names. And an example of one, like I told you. For instance, if you should, like you call elephant. Am I correct? Elephant. Because that's what they told you, that's the name, elephant. I mean, that's the generic name. He will call names like he who trumpets. You see? He who trumpets. So by the time you now see the elephant trumpets, you say, he called it right. He was already in Eden doing that. In Eden, he was already doing that. That was what they tried. They tried writing in the Bible and said that God brought all the animals, and any name that he calls them becomes their name. Because right in Eden, there's also the device they can look into. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is this celestial device, like we have our phones. Okay? So Lord Adam has access to that. When I told you when he came into Eden, the first thing he did was to fly into his home office. I told you that. Watch himself in the mirror and scream. And said what? Indeed, you are exactly like God. You see. He was giving birth to somewhere first. Spirit being without his he was existing somewhere before the creation. I mean, before planets become tangible, becomes before the different planets, heaven's worlds, becomes what? Physically, or before God brought the things he created in his creative faculty into tangible reality. So my point is this, that this Lord Adam in the earth here, he taught amazingly. Everything he was teaching, you can categorize, you can put it under the umbrella. Introductory science. Introductory. It was introductory. Everything he was teaching. That is a heroic act. Then, like I was talking about a unicorn or a certain animal bird. You see? And I said that introductory technology was called introductory because they were all introduced anew without any pre-existing tutorial. Then I said also, okay, the most difficult animal husbandry was practiced by the Abraham of the mankind race. The most, what? The most difficult animal husbandry was practiced by the Abraham of the mankind race. The most difficult animal bird to rear or domesticate is the unicorn. The unicorn consumes or drinks water from the sea. So are the dragons, the dinosaurs. When you go to Job 41, you see names like Leviathan. Am I correct? Leviathan. That's even though your dictionary may not agree with me, but I will just tell you that Leviathan is like the name that can cover these things. Are you hearing me? It's not just one thing. It's like some will tell you, give you, like just to explain it, like these are the sea monsters. That means giving it to the sea only. The sea monsters. But the Leviathan of the very, like Job 41, is like a name that can cover this kind of animal birds that I'm talking about now. Like the dragon is an animal bird. The dragon is what? The dinosaur is an animal bird. Are you hearing me? Thank you. Now, like I said that the unicorn is not, the unicorn consumes. I'm just giving you an example. That the very unicorn, for instance, okay, let me finish what I'm reading. Then I will come back to this. The unicorn is not a prey, P-R-E-Y. Means it's not food to any predator. It's not food to any. Thank you. It's not a pet. P-E-T. The unicorn is not a pet. I hope you know what that one means. And it's not carnivorous. I mean, it's not a carnivore. The unicorn does not tear another animal for food. Are you hearing me? And is not also a herbivorous animal bird. The unicorn does not eat, it does not eat grasses. Are you getting it? Are you hearing this? Thank you. Has male and female gender, and therefore practice mating to multiply. Put to bed and breastfeed its young one. The unicorn breastfeeds its young one. Does not lay eggs. That means it does not lay eggs. It's put to bed and also breastfeed the young ones. Okay? Make big holes in very high mountains and build nests for the unborn cub before giving birth. Is the bird or animal bird, please, with the longest lifespan. The unicorn is the animal bird that has the longest lifespan. Have you heard this before? Now, thank you. The unicorn is also unique. Is unique. So I want to tell you some of the unique features of this animal bird. The unique character of the unicorn. One is indomitable. The unicorn is indomitable. Now, what does this mean? It's fearless. Completely fearless. It does not fear anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? The unicorn will not set eyes on an animal, for instance, that is a predator and has any atom of fear. The unicorn is not a prey. Are you hearing me? All right. Now, also, the unicorn is apparitional. That is, changes while on the highest fly. Let me explain it. When the unicorn has flown away, okay? And then has gotten to that height that is the highest. That is, just like the eagle today. They try to, the eagle flies so high, right? Now, the height the eagle flies is nothing to compare to the height the unicorn flies. Yet the unicorn is far bigger in size. Are you hearing me? Are you getting this? That you see, I told you is an animal bird, while the eagle is a bird. Did you see? The eagle is a bird. The unicorn is like a horse. If he keeps the wings this way, he has two wings and a horn in between or on the forehead. I hope you know. A horn. Thank you. Now the unicorn, if you should see the unicorn, it's like the horse you know. The horse you know, but it's bigger in size of the horse you know. But it's exactly like the horse. That's in terms of look. Just that the horse has no horn. Or in terms of looks. So if the unicorn should fly to that point where if you should look, just like you see that bird that is high. And then when you look, you just see the bird, and behind the bird is what? Or above the bird is what? The sky. Am I correct? So like if you should snap that, what will serve as a background to the bird will be the sky. Now when the unicorn is in that height, and you're watching like this, you see that he flies. Oh my goodness. Like as he flies and flies, then at the time he looks like he's invisible. Like you are not seeing it anymore. Then after some time, you now see it. By the time you are seeing it, like you didn't see it from this point. By the time you are seeing it again, it might be now somewhere very far. Then you're wondering because he disappeared. But it's not exactly that he disappeared. That's why it's called apparition. The sky helped it. Are you getting? The sky, because it's the color of the very animal bed, the color and the color of the sky, they agree so well. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, like I said, thank you. That the unicorn, being apparitional, means changes while on the highest fly. That is when the sky is a background for it. Makes it look invisible and again visible intermittently. And that animal bed is so vibrant, so energetic. Like when you refer to somebody and say that person is high spirited, you know. And also is the cleanest animal bed. The unicorn is the cleanest animal bed. Takes very long time before it eases self. Takes very long time before it eases what? Self. Very long time before it eases self. Like go to defecate. You know what I mean? To pass out feces. Takes very long time before it feels hungry or thirsty. Takes very long before it gets exhausted or energy drained. Are you getting this? Cannot defecate publicly. I didn't say we're not. Can, like if he's feeling like, and there are, let's say, one fellow not human being, fellow animal bird watching, he wouldn't do it. Cannot defecate publicly, but digs a little before doing so, and on very high mountain. Are you hearing me? To get the unicorn to settle down for you, is very hard. But when you have, that becomes a very strong bonding. Are you getting this? The unicorn is the most difficult animal bird to get. Like when you say that, when you want to domesticate something, kind of. It's such a beautiful animal bird. So beautiful, majestic. All those things that at times they try to take its feather or take what belongs to the very animal or horn or so, and try to give a lot of spiritual meaning to it. The one that if he's in the air today will take over all of that is the unicorn. The horn of the unicorn is something else. If the unicorn should spread the wings and you want to capture snap it, it is a sin. The unicorn is the cleanest animal bird. The cleanest. The unicorn flying on air. It takes also a lot of energy. Looking at the size of it. Are you hearing me? To fly. Like birds fly, yes. But birds which bird is as big as a horse? That will help you to know then that it takes a lot of energy for that size of like an animal bird to fly on air. Then you wonder so what? The thing should be able to be eating something that is highly energy giving. Am I correct? Thank you. So you want to know what the unicorn eats? You want to know what the unicorn eats? I will tell you. The unicorn, thank you. What the unicorn eats that is in the air today, now, as I'm talking, is water. Apart from water, what the unicorn eats is no longer in the earth. It is what the tree that is among the tallest trees in the earth at a time brings forth. Are you hearing me? In the form of fruits. In the form of fruits. Not grass. Not grass. Not animal. You know about animals that went extinct. Am I correct? You didn't know about trees that went extinct. Gopher tree is no longer in the earth. Am I correct? What about that? Gopher was a tree that supplied everything that was needed to couple an ark. I told you that was like a puzzle. I told you that. My point is this, that the unicorn is such a, God, is such, like there's this thing about a certain 4NX, if you remember. If you have come across that they give a lot of magical this and magical that to that bird. That bird is junior to the unicorn. Are you hearing me? The unicorn, the energy of the unicorn, like I don't want to talk too much about it because that's not what I'm not telling you. My message today is not about the unicorn. I'm just trying to tell you what Lord Adam was able to get and keep in his zoo. The unicorn I told you that Lord Adam rode on in entering into Egypt. Did you remember? When I spoke about the triumphant entrance of Jesus, his prominence into Jerusalem, what that linked, what that should help you to understand. That very unicorn was a young unicorn. There is the mother of the very unicorn. How did Lord Adam get that unicorn? How did Lord Adam get the unicorn? My point is, there are species of certain animals. Ah, my goodness. It's not even in the sea. You have the mermaids. I've also explained to you that then. That there are reasons the God of creation has to make them be in the earth at that time. For instance, the unicorns, they land on the highest mountains. And they are also there to discourage people who will want to, just out of curiosity. The people that like voyage and so on. Adventurous kind of, like to delve into adventurous things to discourage them. That's the same way also the things like dragons. For instance, why will the word dragon be used to represent a cherub? That's why would the name dragon, be what can be used in talking about or in referring to a celestial character, a supernatural person, a supernatural creature. Do you know why? I will tell you. The dragon, for instance, maybe dinosaur will be easier for you. But okay, let me leave dinosaur. The dragon. Now the dragon has cracked voices, right? Or cracked voice. I hope you know that. You don't know. Why? Okay, the lion roars. How is the voice? If the lion roars, how is the voice? The lion roars. It suggests to you that the voice is cracked. Am I correct? But it's not exactly about cracking. It is because it's like a force of nature. There are animals or animal birds, that are in the similitudes of such. So the lion roaring is like just like the lion I told you before, that is like the spirit of untamed wild nature. Am I correct? The wild, the wilderness, like the king of the jungle, the lion, and so on. That's also how it is when it comes to some of these animal birds I'm talking about today. So the dragon brings out naked flame. The voice box of the dragon. Where that voice that if it comes out, it looks like it is cracked. Am I correct? What is just like, we have our vocal cord. Am I correct? Then the vocal cord, the foundation of it is the voice box, right? And there is what happens for the voice to come out. That's also how the lion that roars, and you see how not just roar, the voice is cracked. It's cracked, like the tone, the voice is like thunderous. Yes, like thunderous. The lion is small in comparison to the dragon. When the dragon was in the earth. Do you know that? The dragon vomits naked flame. Not like vomit, like and naked flame. It's from the voice box. Are you getting it now? The cherubim Also, their voice is thunderous. The voice of the cherubim, are you hearing me? Is that way. And also can bring out celestial fire. Haven't I told you that? That's the reason the dragon can replace, can play, that is, can be used in talking about, for instance, Lucifer. That is not just in what was chosen to use anyhow. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? Just like the serpent. Just like the serpent was also chosen. The main serpent that was chosen is no longer in the earth. That's the main one. There is a certain serpent that is no longer in the earth. That very serpent also is the kind that can fly. That very serpent can fly. And I don't mean fly with wings. I don't mean fly with wings. Okay? It's not about shape or anatomy here. It's about character. The one I mean is a certain kind of anaconda. A certain kind of anaconda that can throw itself. Like it can throw itself from a particular place to a particular place. And can also stand tall and check around it before doing so. These are territorial animals, if you understand what that means. They stay in a place. They want to be the king of that environment. Do you understand? So these are like they are like force of nature animated. They are like force of nature animated. Thank you. So if you look into Job 41, it will help you. The unicorn is not a prey, like I said. Means it's not food to any predator. It's not a pet, and it's not carnivorous. I mean, it's not a carnivore. Has male and female gender, and therefore practice mating to multiply. Put to bed and breastfeed its young one. Make big holes in very high mountains and build nests for the unborn cub before giving birth. Is the animal bird with the longest lifespan. Then when it comes to the unique characters, some of the characteristics it has that is unique. I said it's indomitable, it's fearless. Apparition changes while on the highest fly. That is when the sky is a background for it. Makes it look invisible and again visible intermittently. It's so vibrant, so energetic, like high-spirited. It's the cleanest animal bird. Takes very long time before it eats itself. Takes very long time before it feels hungry or thirsty. So the reason I said, like I said, that the very unicorn drinks from the sea. Did you hear that? Do you know why? It is because it drinks a lot of water. The quantity of water it takes is one of the reasons. It doesn't easily feel thirsty. It doesn't easily feel hungry. Are you getting it now? It will take that water, for instance, if it should take a flight, if it should fly from a place to a place, look at it now. Are you getting what I'm saying? So the water is like, just like aeroplane needs water or needs liquid stuff. Am I correct? That is the reason I used the word. I wrote consume here. Consume a lot of water. And the unicorn does not drink from every river. It doesn't mean any river, anything like that. That is water. You go and drink. The unicorn drinks from a particular kind. And that kind mostly is where sea is. That is the kind of water you call sea. You know, there is river, there is sea, then there is ocean. The unicorn drinks from the sea. The unicorn drinks from the sea and drinks a lot of water. And then aside that, it's fruit. And the fruit, the tree that produces the fruit in question is no longer in the earth. These are amongst those, in fact, the animals or birds or fishes that were in the earth before they fall. Before they fall. Before they fall. Do you understand? So like I said, cannot defecate publicly, but digs a little before doing so. And on a very high on very high mountains. To get the unicorn to settle down for you is very hard. But when you have, becomes a very strong bonding. That will be a serious bonding between you and the very unicorn. Just like there are birds, animals, and fishes. All of these excludes humans. Like I told you, humans are not animals. So there are birds, animals, and fishes, as they taught you. Then among the fishes, there are amphibians, that is animals that can survive in water and on land. So also among birds, there are animal birds. That is animals that live like birds, and land animals. They live like birds and also land animals. An example of that is the unicorn. Fly the highest and like birds, perch on tall trees. And when I mean tall trees here, the kind is not even in the earth anymore. You see what I mean? The kind of trees it perches on, aside mountains, is that same kind I told you that has the fruit he can eat from. I mean, that has the fruit he eats. They are very gigantic in size and also very tall. The unicorn lands on very high mountains. Also, the dragons, dinosaurs, and so on are territorial creatures to scare away or discourage humans who will unduly crave to go into the adventures and explorations of the forests, very high mountains, waterfalls, deserts for a wide life experience and discoveries. As there are places with extreme weather conditions, even at that time, and this is often born of extreme curiosity. So that's why these kind of animals or animal birds are in the earth at that time. I told you that these are special breeds or species of creatures that refer to as that I refer to as creatures that are between the celestial and terrestrial sphere. Another is the mermaids. These are built to rescue drowning individuals during the early age of the church and to scare people away from diving into rivers that can endanger the person's lives, as there are sea monsters, Also, the reason the rhino, like the hippos or hippopotamus, crocodiles look ugly and scary. The sea monsters, like you can refer to them, their ugly look and why they come out of the waters to go back after some time, as amphibians, was actually to scare humans away from coming around the rivers because of the dangers of becoming drowned, especially at the primeval age. Father Adam taught these things. The mermaids are sub-celestial creatures, between the terrestrial and the celestial, which are not supposed to exceed a certain dispensation, and are rescue forces, marine forces, around the shores of rivers, seas, and oceans in the primeval earth. Also, the unicorns, dragons, dinosaurs, and so on are territorial creatures to scare away or discourage humans who will unduly crave to go into the adventures and explorations of the forest, very high mountains, waterfalls, deserts for a wildlife experience and discoveries. As there are places with extreme weather conditions, even at that time, and so on. I said also, imagine that the dragons can produce thunderous vocals and naked flames, while the cherubim can produce celestial kind of naked flames and also has thunderous voice, as if he has cracked voice. Like the roars of the lion comes out in a cracked voice sounds, while the seraphim's voice are the opposite and can make bubbles. The vocal cord in the voice box of these creatures can make bubble like showers, come out with the speeches or songs when they want to do so. The voice of the seraphim are so beautiful, This is why the dragon can represent Lucifer in the Bible, you see. So, what I'm trying to say here is this. That look at this, and just this one now that I call the unicorn. Lord Adam has that as among the animals he has in his zoo. I just use the word zoo to expand that's to help you not think it's just like a people that you refer to as people that rear cows. You can just look and see a lot of cows that they are rearing. It's like a zoo. It's like a zoo, but it was not for money and so on. But the unicorn was there, and the story of Lord Adam. Oh God of mercy! See, for instance, if I should start talking about how he got the unicorn. How he got the unicorn. If I should go into that, then I will be giving you a script for a movie. Are you hearing me? I will be giving you a script for a movie. If I should tell you how Lord Adam captured the unicorn in question. So, don't forget that I said I said it, that this man of God, Lord Adam, that he taught writing on, he wrote on clay walls, he wrote in symbolic and esoteric languages, teachings on alphabets, numbers, days, months, years, how to read, how to write. He taught these things. Do you know he taught these things? That is introductory technology, handicraft technology. Making wares, building with clay pots, plates, cups, cleanliness and hygiene, agricultural science, tent making or making cubicles, soap making and body lotions, cooking, catering. He taught these things. Lord Adam taught these things. Yes. And the name of his institution in this angle is Ark Academy. Movies in heaven are all superhero movies. Movies in heaven, aside the one that will make you laugh, okay, are all what? Superhero movies, all inspired by Lord Adam. All inspired by the life of the Son that God gave birth to. You see that word? And by that thing they tried writing and wrote it this way, and through him all things were made. Have you seen that kind of a thing in your Bible? Through him. That was what they were trying to say. That was like the Logos, its own, itself, was inspired. The Logos was inspired by who? I didn't mean Lord Adam inspired God. You see, the Logos of the God of creation was inspired by the very Son that God gave birth to. Then I'm talking about the movies in heaven. No movie in heaven is a tragedy. Are you hearing me? No movie in heaven is a tragedy. No movie in heaven. Even the one that has to do with Lucifer. By the time we are reached, okay, let's say by the time we have reached the 10th dispensation, you will understand that it is not a tragedy. Even if you want to look into what Lucifer did, are you getting his whoredoms and so on, you will still see that you wouldn't call it tragedy by the time you've seen the end of Lucifer and cohorts. Praise God. You can see it. So, because of time, like I said, because of time, I would like to round this up, okay? Or do you want me to say more? You want me to say more? You didn't answer. You are conscious of time. You see? Okay, let me just ice the cake with this. I want to give you some examples of the Proverbs of Jedidiah. The Proverbs of Jedidiah, the son of the David of the mankind race. So you can just write it like a topic. The Proverbs, or some of the Proverbs of Jedidiah. Then under it write what? The son of the David of the mankind race. Have you written that? Okay. A growth that you were never scolded or reprimanded for is not a growth, but a Greek. A growth that you were never scolded or reprimanded for is not a growth, but a Greek. Have you ever seen this kind of that hen, that chicken they call what? A Greek. How is that chicken? How that chicken that they call a Greek? How is it? No. Is it not bigger? Is it not big in size? Why did they say that it's a Greek? Are they blessing it? Are they blessing that? Like say no, that's like, oh, this is a Greek. It's so beautiful. When they say it's a Greek, what did they mean? You shouldn't mind this growth. Oh. That's what they are saying. This growth is just buffoon. That's what they mean. Did you see? A growth that you were never scolded or reprimanded for is not a growth, but a Greek. Should I give you another one? Proverbs of Jedidiah. Proverbs of Jedidiah, the son of the David of the mankind race. Another one. A transfiguration without a stretching or without a stretching out from a size to another, either higher or lower, is not a transfiguration at all. A transfiguration without a stretching out from a size to another, comma, either lower or higher, is not a transfiguration at all. Compare this to what they wrote that happened to Jesus, his promise, on the mountain of Olives. And he transfigured. And they made it look like it was just like maybe he shined brighter. And looked like there was no change in size. Then also what they wrote concerning Elijah. And Elijah transfigured. It was looking like Elisha has nothing to explain concerning the transfiguration he meant. What actually happened. A transfiguration without a stretching out from a size to another, either lower or higher, either higher or lower. Why this lower or higher? Because there was a transfiguration that happened to the physical body that God coupled in the fall. That was a shrinking. That's a transfiguration. You see, that is the reason there's need for you to stretch back to the original anatomy. Are you seeing that? Should I give you another? A salvation without any deliverance procedure is not a salvation. A salvation without any deliverance procedure is not a salvation. Should I give you another? The spirit being does not need to be immortalized. Because he is immortal already. No, look at this. The spirit being does not need to be immortalized because he's immortal already, comma. But the body that is mortal does because of her mortal nature. Should I give you another? Who the real champion is. Who the real champion is not that person who another fought for, comma. Is not that person who another fought his battles and then gave him the victory. Compare this to what they told you out there. That Jesus Christ fought your battles and gave you the victory. And yet you are supposed to be more than the conqueror. Overcomer and so on. People were flogged 39 lashes. 39 for preaching the Son of God's message. That is not once. And they were happy that they were flogged for the sake of the message. Then prophet today is telling you that the growth that occurred without, you see, without any reprimand, without any scolding, without any flogging, maybe I put it that way, is not growth, but a Greek. These are some of the wisdom. These are some of the wise words of Jedidiah. Compared to the Proverbs of Solomon. This is that time. This is that time that we do what we came for, which is also in appreciating this thing I taught you, that these people, Lord Adam and the woman Eve, their eminence, what they did for us to be physically manifested. Right? How to show appreciation. What was God approved? What we are privileged to have come into a kind of opportunity that this day has, that this dispensation, this age of the church made available. So, my point is this, that this is the offering session. Your tithes, your offerings, your first fruits, this is the time we give them, after which then the pledges that we made, we follow. And don't forget that I said that I do keep a cross on the feet, on the very feet of the pulpit that I preach from. That when it is just to make you understand what you're doing, also to help you understand that it is, that what we are doing is not just because this couple, these principal ancestors of the mankind race, like came into the earth and coming into the earth then means that they did a certain thing that they did. That is to say, they had to, like alter the cell system of the physical body that got coupled and so on. Not just that, but that there is also a certain thing that we should understand, which has to do with the excruciating pains that they went through. That there is that excruciating pains that they went through. There is that excruciating pains that they went through. Because the organs that are in your body now, the internal organs in your body, has to be recruited afresh, anew, in their own physical bodies. And that has a lot of unbearable kind of pains that it came with. The man went through his, the woman went through hers also. And the origin, in fact, the word, the cross, the aspect that has not to do with just crossing from a place to another, but what one will carry, like Jesus of Nazareth carried what was referred to as his cross to the place where he was crucified. All these I have explained to you, so you understand these things very well. So this is now the segment that prophet will cut cake, right? We have 2 beautiful cakes. 3. It's supposed to be 3, right? So what about the 3rd one? All right. The day that you will look and they say, that's the second coming of Jesus Christ. That is the second coming of Jesus. And then when you look, you see that the Adam I've been talking about, his eminence. What will you do? Certain day that it will be like, oh, that's the second coming, like it's now happening. And then you look up, you actually, for real, you see the very Lord Adam of Genesis 3 that I'm talking to you about. You see him. Then you see also Mom Eve, the woman Eve. You see her. What will you do? That they didn't count them. I hope you know. Out there, they are not in the count. because he was earthy. The first man was earthy. You will laugh at the people that laughed at you. You see, you will laugh at the people that laughed at you. I'm telling you. Watch. Ono n'eluigwe na-efere ụmụ ya aka. Ono n'eluigwe na-efere ụmụ ya aka. Lord Adam nọ n'igwe.
Ono n'eluigwe na-efere ụmụ ya aka.
Father Adam nọ n'igwe.
Ono n'eluigwe na-efere ụmụ ya aka.
Mother Eve nọ n'igwe.
Ono n'eluigwe na-efere ụmụ ya aka.
Mother Eve nọ n'igwe.
Ono n'eluigwe na-efere ụmụ ya aka.
Wow. I'm looking at 3 beautiful cakes. And I love these color combinations. So I don't have to take more of your time. I will just, the prophet has to now come out. You know, I'm the one moderating now, right? So the prophet will come and cut the cake, right? And like we have always done, that is to say, we have what we spell. Whenever the prophet or whenever we are cutting our cakes. Am I correct? All right.
Father Adam is like you, Supreme Lord, that was birthed in thy likeness. Father Adam is like thee.
Oh,
Supreme Lord.
I have a father. If you cite someone who, in getting an animal bird to settle for him, for instance, and the animal bird is the kind that if you should tie with rope and tie to, let's say, a tree, the thing will fly up and uproot the tree, or cut the rope. Do you understand? The thing is that strong. That's such as the strength of a unicorn. Then if the person in question should hold it very rope, like should hold it, and that try to like fly up to take him, the thing goes up and come down. Yes, sir. Goes up and come down. What will you call that person? What will you call the person? You have such a father. Nukuna. Do you get it? What happens to bastards will never happen to you. The unicorn is not a prey. Means it's not a food for any predator or to any predator. Those that are, or those things that suffer predatorship, those things that go to what bully them, what eats them, what ravages them and so on, can never prosper where you are. There are people that dance around or dance close to rivers or facing one shrine or the other. They'll be dancing and they call it ritual what? Ritual. You don't know what they call it? They call it ritual dance. You see, the person is not just dancing. The person may have her house or persons where she should have done it, but no. They will come to, like beside a river wearing white only. Are you getting what I'm saying? And then they are doing so, and they're dancing around. What do you think they are doing? To dance beside a river or facing a shrine. I don't have to mention names to you. You know what I mean? Doing certain kind of dances. I can tell you, even though you seem to have known a lot from me, but I'm telling you, someday it will dawn on you what it means to dance in a place like this. I'm telling you. What it means to that's what it means. Much more. To dance in a place like that where you face the oracle. Where you face an altar. An altar that is without bloodshed. An altar that has no droplets of blood from any animal. A priest whose priesthood well, let me leave this so that I will round up, so that I will do what I came out to do. You know, I am Onyenkowa. Thank you, most Holy Spirit. It's such a time, you know. It gets me so emotional. Not emotional in the aspect of pitying a people, feeling sorry, pathetic, kind of, not that at all. But really, really memorizing on what they went through. Oh. We will spell Vicar. Give me a veil unveiling V. An intriguing and immortalizing I. A Christ-like C. An armor bearing A. A resounding and restituting R. What have we spelled?
Like thee, Supreme Lord, thou earthed him in thy likeness. Father, Adam is like thee, Supreme Lord, it honor to stand and worship thee. Father, Adam is like thee, Supreme Lord, thou hast birthed him in thy likeness. like thee. Supreme Lord, it is an honor to stand and worship thee.
I pop this wine today, not only celebrating the exceptional fatherhood and heroism or heroisms, legendary works of the principal ancestor of the mankind race, but also celebrating the fact that Lucifer and all that he did put together did not make the God Almighty, to be someone that can be pointed to as also someone that out of being provoked, and the fact that he is the Almighty, then did things like someone who is so pure, who is not violent, who is like a dove, like who is harmless, and so then doing things out of being provoked. Do you understand what I'm saying? And being the Almighty that he is, and like he does what it would have been that what he willed, what he pre-planned, that is to say, like there are dispensations, what would have happened at a certain dispensation didn't happen anymore at that time, but rather because of some reason, then the God now had to do a certain thing before that time, because Lucifer chewed more than he could swallow. But that in the fact that the God saw it all, he saw it all from the onset, does not mean that the God also, who loves his child so much, so much, who loves you as well, who loves Apostle Peter and co, it does not mean that he wouldn't, in seeing what that people at the time they now want to do that thing to Apostle Peter, for instance, and co, it does not mean he couldn't have felt so provoked that maybe stretch his hands the way he does or handles things that he will want to handle a certain way, to teach certain people a lesson. But he endured it. He endured it all. It still played out the way God said it will play out. This is the seventh dispensation. Lucifer is where he's supposed to be. That is to say, at this time, that's where, by the chasing of Archangel Michael and his cohorts, and his armies, they were able to chase the idiot from a certain height to a certain height. It is unbelievable. As God prepared, God showing that he is the highest gentleman. Lucifer's weird actions did not move God's hands. I'm celebrating that also.
Ooh, Father Adam is like thee, Supreme Lord, thou hast birthed him in thy likeness. Father Adam is like thee, Supreme Lord. It is an honor to stand and worship thee.
Thank you, most Holy Spirit. Thank you, most Holy Spirit. Thank you, most Holy Spirit. Have you received the wine? So we can do cheers now.
Ooh. Father Adam is like thee, Supreme Lord. Thou hast birthed him in thy likeness. Father Adam is like thee, Supreme Lord. It is an honor, Lord, to stand and worship thee. We lift our hands to the great I am, who was and who is and is to come. We lift our hands to the great I am. Father Adam is like
Has it gone round?
thee.
All right. We are doing cheers because we are not among the people that refer to Lucifer and his camp, his cohorts, as mighty. The word, how are the mighty fallen? We did not agree with that. We did not call Lucifer and cohorts mighty. Lucifer of Isaiah 14, 12 to 14, and his cohorts, all of them put together, is not mighty. The one that called them mighty is not me, is not you. Okay? Someone was writing and say, and that imagine, like someone confronting Lucifer did not have to, like he has to, respect the anointing. And the person said, the Lord rebuked thee. Even the Lord rebuked thee. Like in trying to buttress on how that the anointing is what you should respect. Archangel Michael, I'm sure, if he's here now, will kick against that seriously. The respect he has and every other angel will have is the respect that angel is supposed to have to the cherubim generally, because the cherubim are superior in comparison to the angels. It has nothing to do with someone that was being referred to as the anointed cherub. Lucifer is not anointed. Lucifer is not anointed. Anointed what? Anointed cherub. Who anointed you? I have explained to you what happened, right? God Almighty did not give Lucifer power. God will never give Satan power. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have a good understanding of what that matter is. So we are doing cheers because Babylon is collapsing. We are doing cheers because that which was predicted, prophesied, spoken concerning, written that it will happen, the time has come. Everything that Lucifer established in the earth here will shrink. This is inevitable. Cheers.